that security-wise, safety-wise, all the police department must have an agreement or some kind of arrangement with the sheriff department to allow the fastest response to call, and other departments should be the same. I believe in regionalism, and we should go to regionalism.
Thank you, candidates. And now some brief City Club announcements. Today at the City Club, we're listening to a debate between the candidates for Cuyahoga County Legislature, District 3. We will return in a few moments for our traditional City Club questions, but first these announcements. We welcome you to this City Club Forum, the longest continuously running free speech forum in the country. And we hope you will join the City Club and become active in our ongoing civic dialogue. Greetings to those present and those listening to our live webcast and podcast. Our webcasts are provided by the University of Akron. Visit our website, cityclub.org, for information about upcoming programs and where you can also find links to our webcasts and podcasts. Our regular forum this week will feature Terry Stewart, President and CEO of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now we would like to proceed with the audience question and answer portion of today's debate. Holding the microphone today is City Club Database Manager Lucille Barbati. Questions addressed to a specific person will be answered by him or her with a 1-minute limit, and the other candidates may also comment for up to 30 seconds. Questions addressed to all four will be answered with a 1-minute time limit for each. And to the audience, thank you in advance for making your questions, stating them briefly and clearly as possible. First question, please.
Good afternoon. I understand the term for a council person is 4 years, and I assume for the first 4 years the council people will be devoted to attending to the affairs of the new council, that instead of representing just the goals for their district, they will look to the whole county. At least I would hope so. But I ask your opinions about the second and third and fourth year terms as far as priority and maybe tension between the responsibility to represent your individual district as opposed to the entire county. Can you give us your thoughts on that? And as a resident of District 3, I'm also interested if you have any particular goals or plans or thoughts for Edgewater Park, which seems to be sagging a bit. It's not the way it used to be. It seems a little run down. So those are two questions. Thank you.
Let's start and go from my right down to the left. So Mr. Baddour, then Mr. Brady, Gascoigne, and Renee.
You're right. I agree. I mean, there is, despite the fact that there is differences in district need. District 3, it is, according to statistics, is the third poorest district in the county. But personally, if District 1, which is one of the richest, doesn't come to care for the problems that District 3 is facing, District 1 will face the same problems not too long from now. So I believe there should be cooperation between all 11 members of this county council to create a program and agenda to just look after those problems in every street, in every neighborhood, because solving the problem in East Cleveland will solve the problem, will prevent the problems from going to Huntington Valley.
Ms. Brady.
I am familiar with the challenge of representing a district and looking at the interests of the whole, whether it was a ward councilman in the city of Cleveland or as a legislator in the state of Ohio. So I think I have the background to do that. I've always tried to do that. It's not always easy. You are an advocate for your district, but if you're conscientious, you will look to the good of the whole. In terms of Edgewater Park, it's dear to me because I live near it, and I like to walk there frequently. It's a jewel. It's been there for 100 years. It's now a state park. Used to be a city park. Was some question not too many years ago about the possibility of making it into a metro, part of the metro system. It needs to be well cared for, and I'm dedicated to that.
Ms. Gascoigne.
As it is a state park, referring to Edgewater Park, the council could agree as a body, as an assembly, to approach the state about the upkeep and care with either suggestions or not and see what they have on their mind, what funds are available. And, you know, we are replacing 3 commissioners that were over the entire county, and we are to serve the entire county. And we are to be the listening ears to our district and the voice of our district. But our interests are for the entire county.
Mr. Renee.
Regarding the council and its role, I think you're absolutely right if you were inferring that the first priority is going to be to get the structure right and get the committees right and get the offices right. And I mean offices not by where they sit. Frankly, I'm an advocate of meeting out in the community as often as we can, but I'm talking about what are the appropriate offices that actually staff county. The slippery slope factor could play in very quickly, and that would be, I think, if we defaulted to a councilmatic system that tried for some reason to replace the council members that we have. As you know, we have 5 city council people here in District 3, and they are performing the services as elected by the people. If the people don't like them, they'll elect them out. We should not duplicate those services. We should stay vigilant to the charter. And to my read of it, that is a county council body that is overseeing the budget, prioritizing the direction thereof. I have offered some ideas about shared services across community borders. I think those are important. I think we should bring people who are really innovative about smart new government. On Edgewater Park, we should talk with the Metro Parks. My time's limited. I've talked to them in the past, and I think it's something we should talk about. The lease runs out with ODNR in the not-too-distant future, and we should talk about best management options.
Next question.
This is for all the candidates. How do we streamline government, not only among the 59 municipalities, but with the city, county, state, federal government, and the individual taxing districts that we have, so we can develop some sense of efficacy for the taxpayers of this community?
Let's go in the other order. Mr. Renane first, and then to the right.
Well, I see a great opportunity and a concern as well. I think one of the concerns I have is that next year the government doesn't slow down to a total halt because of new people trying to learn the roles. We are going to have to continue to fix government while we operate government. But in the effort to streamline, I think that it's very important, and obviously a legislature would have to talk with the executive about this, but to do an audit of each department and find out how they're performing, and to very quickly get that performance audit out. I think it's the very first thing we should do as a county council body in conjunction with the executive, and we should do it from day one.
I second that. Just next.
Go ahead.
One thing I think I have to offer that may be a little different is while working in the auditor's office, I noticed that there would be times when people in the treasurer's office were busy and times when they were not, and times when people in the auditor's office were busy and times when they were not. There are deadlines the state sets for accomplishing goals, and that's what we are really charged by. Remember, it's the state that determines what the county's authority is. Those people could easily be cross-trained. It would not be difficult to cross-train people from different departments to handle different functions so that they can be busy and more efficient throughout the year.
Mr. Bedore?
Yeah, I think this is new issues. I mean, they've never been on the table, and it has to be thoroughly discussed between the council and the executive. And there is one thing else. I mean, the taxes issue must be discussed between the county and the municipalities of this county, because I don't know, the double taxes is not healthy. I mean, if a person lives on this side of 117 and work on the other side, double tax, this is not healthy. Being the highest county in sales tax is not healthy. All those issues must be discussed thoroughly and to come up with a healthy solution to those problems.